I'm going to, mostly when you get your data, always click on transform to check if your data is in the right data type and if you want to do anything else. So it's going to load, and you can see this refresh functions I was telling you about. I can decide to refresh, and automatically Power BI has done a few things for me. One, it has assumed this first row is headers, and it has also done some data type checks. So if we look for this one, it is a whole number. You can see here. This one is also a whole number. This one is also a whole number, whole number. So what I want to do is I want to drop these two columns here because I won't be using them. Then I'm going to rename this to final one. And something else I want to do is I want to look at the yeah. So this one mostly you can always come here. This functionality here allows you to look at the quality of your data. And what we want to do is like for country, we can see we have 6 that are empty. City, we have 6 that are empty. And the only data cleaning that I'm going to do at this point is I'm only going to replace here the empty with the not specified. So you can see I've already clicked, and we have all these different functionalities for the data. And what we want to do is we want to replace. If you look at this data, let me do something here. Let's see. Okay. But mostly what we are going to see here is we have some null like this one. So this null is what we're going to be replacing. So I'm going to click replace values. Then I'm going to find for null. Then I say not specified. So actually what I should have done, let me replace for this one. Then I'm going to copy the not specified. So we are going to use it. So this one is okay. This one also okay. This one is date. We don't want to miss the date. I think we can also replace the first name. Then I can also replace this one. I'm not going to replace everything in the interest of time, so that we can jump straight to dashboarding. I think I can do state. Yeah. So once you do that, the next thing you want to do is we close and apply. So I think in your free time you can have a look at this different this view of Power BI for you to be able to see. I told you it has a functionality for Python and R. You can add some columns to your data, and I'll give you an example that I will do. Actually, I think we can do it right now because in our dashboard, we also want to do this grouping. So I'm only going to add one additional column for age group. So my column for age group is it's conditional based on the age. So we're going to come here, and then we are going to pick h. Then we say if it's greater than or equal to, let's start at 90. We say 90 and above. Then we add another one for, so this one is going to be if greater than 80, and this is going to be 80 to 90. Then we also come here, we say 70, there's going to be 70 to 80. Then we come here, another h, we say 60, and this is going to be 60 to 70. I hope I'm still audible and you're following along. Then we have a 50 to 60. Kindly know but confirm if you are still able to hear me.
You're audible, no? Nzomo.
Thank you, thank you. I was about to get worried. So we have a 30. So it's going to be 30 to 40. Then we have the final one, which is now 20. This one is going to be 20 and below. Then again, we can have a not specified. Yes, we are missing something. Then okay. So I can rename here to edge group. And just want to confirm. Okay. I just want us to confirm something that our data is okay. Then go to dashboard. I just want to confirm if our edges, if our grouping is okay. So we have to here. So we are okay, and we can proceed. So close and apply. So we have our data. So I also want to get some other data because our data does not have this one. I will not demonstrate because of time, but I created some region data sets which will be used for us to be able to filter by continent of the billionaires. So I'm going to get this. Then again, you hit transform. Then now here is a perfect example whereby you want to have the first row. Yes, our header. So we just click here, use first row, yes, letters. Then we are good. Then I can rename this to continent. So we can close and apply. I am sure if you've done a SQL, it is open. Okay. So I can come here. Allow me not to. What I want to do is I want to do that. I just leave it as it is. I want to be able to, when now we are filtering, for it to be able to. So this is our DAX feature, but we are going to do what we are going to do here. Let me see. What we want to do, we just want to do a few things, and so let me just come here and on transform. I want to add some filter that we'll use for. So I'm just going to call this type of class dimensions. If you don't have anything, then going to leave it that way. So that now from here, I'm just going to do a few measures. The first one from here, we want to count the number of billionaires. So number of billionaires. And how we are going to do this is we are going to count twice. And we are going to count from the billionaire data set. Then we save that one. Another measure we want is the number of males. And for males, what we are going to do is we are going to calculate, and we are going to calculate from the billionaires. We want it to the billionaires in the billionaire data sets where we have gender, and the gender we are looking for where the gender is male. You can see that. Is someone listening that?
Then we just continue. In case of a concern, I'll take care of it.
Okay. The other thing we want is females. For females, we are also going to look within the data set, and what we are going to do is this will work. Data set, and then have gender, and that really equals to it works. So this data has some issues. So I'm going to do my if once we have done this, we can take it down now. Take it down. Look for agenda is equals to. Ah, I see. I did not put some. Let me just see if it's going to work. I think we have it. The other thing we are doing is we are also counting self-made billionaires. And it's self-made. Self-made. We're going to calculate from the look at the billionaire, then we look into the data set, then we look for self-made. Then from self-made, we are going to say equals to. So the other thing we want to do, okay. So you want to, I think the other thing we want to do is we want to look at the total work. Forward, we are basically going to just sum the we look at this, then we look for final work. That just doing it. So I think we are okay, and can start visualizing our data. So the first thing, so allow me to not only how to work. Let me choose an image from a dashboard somewhere. So we are looking at so the first thing we want to do is we want to change the background of the canvas, and allow me to pick some colors from somewhere. So you saw when John was presenting, Aesops has different colors that we use, and very time, but Chair, will I get some more time or
And then we just continue. It's almost 8. When we are at 8 p.m., we'll see how much ground we would have covered. So you can at least make it a bit faster. So we see how much work will be remaining by then.
okay? So I'm just trying to look for some color here for the black background. So um, I know Lynn knows these colors of it. See it. So let me just Let's just work with this one because I cannot trace that color. So the
Zoma, it's
first,
okay. You can just work with whatever works for the sake of the presentation. Much of the details can be divulged
yeah,
later.
yes. So we want to count the country, and you can see we have different options for our data, and we are going to use this one for a card, and for a card we just want to count. Count is 10. So I think in our data we used just a simple card, and it tells you want to change. Really, you know the color I'm looking for. Let me stick to this color for
Nzomo,
this. Yes.
in the interest of time, maybe you can just use any colors, then we'll keep the modifications for Aesops colors the last minute when you are done with the dashboard.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. So I think we are done with that first one. The second one is total worth, and the good thing for total worth, I'm going to use this, and because I've created the first one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come here and click format and use, and we can see that it has taken the shape for our chart. So that is second one. And the other thing is okay, so there's billionaire first. The country was distinct count. Then we have the billionaire. So for the billionaire, we're going to use our measure. Then again, I'm going to do the format. And the other thing is we have a count of self-made, and we have this. Okay. So this one is not. Okay. So what we can do is can come here, then no, this is not the actual one that you're looking for. And you're looking for self-made. So what you're going to do is let's see, one pages on this page. Mm, so I think I can do that. Then the other thing, So that was submit. Then we count the mails. Then for mails, we are going to use our DAX. Going to format. Then finally we have the females. It's also a card. So I hope we are all following along. So the other thing we want to do is we want to do country by net worth and the total world by industries. So image again. So these are the ones we are going to just list them. So this country by net worth. So what we do is we are looking at a country. Then this country. So we have country here. I want to use this kind of chart here. Then we're also looking at net worth. Net worth for a country is usually in GDP. So come here, I go to my bars, then I want to use this color. Then I want my background to be, I think I want that. Then I don't need to put data labels because we can. So let's change this background to this color was here, and let me change the something here to white. So this could be white so that you can be able to see. Then this one I want it to be white. Then we have the title, which also needs to be white. Then I'm going to change our title here to country. So with that, you can be able to look at the different worth of the countries. Then the other thing is total worth by industries. So we come, and this is also by country. So we come here. Again, I'm going to use the same clustered budget. Then we're looking by industries. So we look for industries in our data. Industries is here. It's going to come there. Then let me see if I format it will save us time. Yeah, nice. So we are okay with this part. The next thing we want to do is I want to do something here so that all the borders are looking nice. I think I'll use that color. Then I'll have a shadow for shadow, a white shadow. Then also the same, do the same for this other one as well. So actually here we should be having we should be having on the axis around.
Zomo, in the interest of time, could you kindly be able to just show us, now that you've been able to demonstrate this much, could you show us how the final thing looks like and highlight a few components so that we can have the next presentation and we can wind this up when we are done, when we're within time? Is it possible?
Yes, it is possible, and
Yeah. So I would have loved that. Kindly show us how the final thing would eventually look like, how you eventually arrange all the bins in the dashboard so that Lynn can come in and so that we have our members yeah, they see the final thing and we can revisit it when we are finishing.
Oh, okay.
All right, thank you very much. Zoma, are you still there? I lost you a bit, lost your audio. Sure, good. Yeah, all good.
Yeah, so this is the final product, and let me just open that to take you through. I think it's this one. So that is we've been trying to recreate this, and as you can see, it takes some bit of time because you need to prepare your data and all that. So I'm going to open for you the finished product that we can have a look. So in the next 2-3 minutes, I should be handing over to Lynn. I wait for it to load. So this is what we should be having. I just want to show you some functionality. So if we select Africa, we can see we have Aliko Dagote. There's our top billionaire. Then we can see
We lost you again, Zomo.
so if I click Dagote now, you can see
Nzoma, it's okay. Let me pick it up from here because
now you're able to hear me. Hello.
Yeah. You have a minute. Kindly just wind it up in a minute. All right.
Okay. So I was just okay. I think I can hand over to you because I was just trying to show in the filtering of the different dashboards.
It's okay.
You can
Right.
filter with your charts and everything. Yeah.
So
over to you, Robert.
Thanks, Nzomo. I wanted to highlight something, but it's okay. We'll highlight at the very end of the meeting. So, dear members, that is just a snippet of what we do at Lyft every other day using Power BI and Tableau and other tools to be able to make sense of data. We cannot exhaustively do it within this span. The whole idea of this bootcamp is to be able to demonstrate how you can use your technical skills with these tools to get the best out of this data. So, because we are about 10 minutes late, I would love to have Lynn come and show us. Now, when you use Power BI, that is a third-party software from another firm that you are using. How about when you are writing code yourself using Python and being able to replicate the same thing? It's going to be only 30 minutes or less, so keep your questions for the first presentation and this one. After this, we'll address all of them. So Lynn, kindly take it up.
Thank you. Thank you. So let me start by introducing what Plotly Dash is. So Plotly Dash is a product of Python. It's used to build web applications. So what Plotly Dash has, it's the Python framework. It's for creating analytical web applications. The web applications are also very interactive. Then you have a full graphing library that's built on top of Plotly.js, React, and Flash. Yeah, so the key features of Dash is flexibility, reactivity, and scalability. So it offers a high degree of flexibility, and it also provides seamless reactivity, updating components in real time. Then it's capable of handling large and complex data sets. Yeah. So how do you get started with actually now coding in Plotly Dash and creating your web apps? So you need to first install Plotly Dash. You can do that using pip. Then go through tutorials and documentations. They have a full website. If you just Google Plotly Dash, you'll get it. Then they have a huge community forum that you can actually learn through them. You can get insights from them. You can learn how to create your own websites from actually scratch. Then another thing is just like Nzomo has demonstrated on Power BI and Tableau have something in common, that is the styling is all there. But one thing that puts Plotly Dash makes it unique is you actually need to do the styling yourself. So that is where the flexibility comes in, because anything you imagine, you can actually do with it. So if maybe you want your Dash to look, your web app to look maybe different, you have a good design, you like something that is in your head, you can actually build it on Plotly Dash. So there are different themes you can style. You can use CSS and you can use DBC, all that is Dash Bootstrap, to style your Dash app. Then after that, you can now deploy and share. So if you're asking yourself now, if I'm creating a website from scratch, how can I share with others? You can deploy it. We have platforms like Heroku, then you just share the link. So I said you can go to Plotly Dash. You can look, they have more than 100 dashboards. They have a huge community, and the sharing cannot be a big issue. Okay, so after that, now let us go to the fun part. Yeah, so let me just start and show you how to actually now get to this part. So you actually need to create a folder in your laptop. So I'm working on the introduction to Dash. So I'm just going to show you the basic code to create an empty dashboard. So let me remove this. So first thing first, you go to your VS Code, then you just click open folder, then you search whatever folder you want to work with. So I have my data in introduction to Dash. I have my Jupyter notebook there. I have everything that I actually need for this project. It's in this folder. So you select that folder, you open it, then you're going to write your code now. So first things first, you need to import Dash. Why are we importing Dash? Because this is the package that actually it builds web apps. This is what you need to build your web apps. Okay. Then after that, now from Dash, you actually need HTML and DCC. So going to say from Dash import HTML and DCC. Then from that, now you are going every package you actually need, be it pandas, be it Plotly Express, be it NumPy, every package you actually need is going to go here. So let us import pandas, speedy. Then for you to do Plotly Dash, you actually, for your graphs, you actually need to create them with the Plotly, that is. So we have a package called Plotly Express, and we also have Plotly Go. So we are going to use Plotly.express. It's just the same thing as matplot and Seaborn in Python, but it also creates graphs just the same way, but it's unique for Dash. So like that. After that, now we are going to write a code that actually initializes a new web app. Okay, so its app is equals to dash dot. So this line of code is what initializes a web app. This line here, name, it's telling it like to create a new app, to create a web app using the name that is app. Okay. Then after that, now the next line of code, it's where we are going to create our layout. Okay, then it's app dot layout is equals to html.div. So this is where we are going to house all our graphs. This is where we are going to style them. This is where we are going to put them on the layout bit. Then after that, now we write a code that runs the app. So it's if name then we are going to say we only want to run this app if everything written here is actually true. So we only want to debug this app if everything is true. So after all this, now what we are hoping to see at the end of it, if everything I've written is correct, is an empty dashboard, because I haven't added any graphs or anything here. Then after, so this circle here actually says that I haven't saved my work. So for anything to run, I need to save it. So I just click Control S. Yeah, now the circle is gone. Now I've saved my work. So Python, okay, before I go to that, let me just delete that. So you click terminal in your VS Code. So for you to run an app, you need to run it in the virtual environment. So you need to open your virtual environment, that is pipenv shell, like that. It opens, because I've already done it before. If it's a new app, it will actually open a new one. Then after that, now I need to run it. It's Python app.py, just like that, because this is the new file we created. Yeah. So it's now telling me Dash is running on this code. So you just click on that link, tell it to follow that link. Good. Now we have an empty dashboard with nothing. So let us try adding some things on it. First things first, before you do anything, you need to give it a title. So because we are working with the billionaires dashboard, so let's just call it billionaires dash up, then save it again, then go back to your, yeah, as you can see now, it's now called billionaires dashboard. So from here, the easiest way to actually now run your, to actually add your graphs, you need to actually visualize them in Jupyter Notebook or any Python that if you're using the desktop one. So I did mine in Jupyter Notebook. So I called my data, I visualized the gender of the billionaires. I have the self-made billionaire if maybe they got their money from scratch, or if their money was maybe from family or whatever means. Yeah, so I just want to show us how to add a graph. So let's say we are going to add this gender distribution on our web app. So first things first, you need to put everything. So that is your data, your colors, your packages, and these lines of code. So it's kind of like after everything is on Jupyter Notebook, now you just need to copy them and style them in your new app. Then, so you need to copy them before you initialize a web app. So before this line that says app is equals to dash, that is where we're actually going to put our data. After that, we now have our data there. So go back to your Jupyter Notebook. This is already a pie chart that you can already see it's already plotted. So just copy the code that actually returns your pie chart. Go back to VS and copy there. So we have it here. After that, now you go to your layout. Now you need to add it to your layout, then run it. So every graph now, because I have so many graphs, I am actually, it's when you have so many graphs like 10 or it's kind of like children. So you need to put them under children. So you say children is equals to box brackets. Then now let us add our graphs. So HTML dot div. So let us call our graph that is DCC dot graph. Open another bracket. Now after that, our graph is called fig. We've said fig is equals to px.py, and that is going to be our first graph. So under dcc.graph, now let us give it an ID because we have 10 graphs and each of them have to have a unique name. So under dcc.graph, you give it an ID so that it identifies which graph you want to plot. So 001, then the figure is actually called fig. Yeah. So let me just return this here. Yeah. Let us close this. Let me do that again. Seems like I've messed somewhere. So HTML dot yeah. So let us save it. Go back to your web app. Run it again. Saying if it says that I have an issue. Let me just add another graph. Let me just copy the self-made one. So that it has two, so that it doesn't tell me like the children is only one. Okay. So this is going to be our fig one. I already told you like the graphs need to be unique. Dot graph, give it an ID. So this is going to be 002. Then our figure now is now fig 1. S. Let me run it again down in the terminal. It's telling me I have an
Lynn,
issue
I
somewhere.
believe the HTML, the online 32, it should be inside the children.
Let me remove this part first, then the HTML. Let us just run the DCC first. Yeah. So now go back to your web app. Yeah. So now let us try adding another one. Now let us call children here. The mistake I did is I didn't include a title, the title under children. So let me just cut that part. So let us start with the title. So HTML.h1, we had already named it Billionaires Dashboard. Then let us open another HTML.div. Let us now put our first graph. The ID, let us give it 001. The figure is fig. After that, now let us open another for the self-made pie chart. You can copy and paste. Just make sure that every time you copy and paste, you change the ID and the name of the graph. 002. Then this figure is equals to fig 2. No, it's fig 1, not fig 2. Okay, just like that. Now let us save it. Then you go back to your web app and just refresh the page again. So now we have two graphs, but they don't look that good. So this is where now the CSS comes in. That is the styling. So you just say style is equals to curly brackets. Now you can give it a width. So let's say we want it to occupy 45% of our page. Also give it a height. Also say you want you to also no, let us the height be 50%. After that, now we want it to be, how do you want it to be displayed? Inline block. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this style because it's also going to apply to the second graph. Just like that. Then always save it. Let us go back to our app and run it again. Yeah, so now they are at least arranged somehow. So I've already shown you now how to go from an empty dash app to a dash app that now has some graphs or something. So let us go to the one I had already done. Yeah, this one I had already done. So let me just make this active. Okay. Yeah. So like I said, this first part, this is just introduction to, we have a title here. The styling is, I want it to be aligned to the center. I gave it a color and I gave it a font size. So the styling, we call it CSS. That's part that I'll teach you guys when, for those who are going to sign up for the Python class. This is our first graph. This is our first graph, the gender distribution. We also, like I've already shown you the CSS bit, the styling. This is going to be our second graph, the self-made graph. Then we have a bunch of graphs here. Okay. Then now running the app is Python app.py, just like that. So you wait for it to give you a link, then you just place your cursor on the link, then just follow the link. Yeah, so this is it. So maybe you're asking where the color came from. You can actually set a color that you want for the background. This is where it is on my dash app. Just after you've opened HTML div, the app.layout, now you give it a style. You said, I want a background color that's, this is the background color, the RGB code. Then I want everything on the, like every writing to be black, and I want it to have a padding of 10 px every time. So this is just like you styling your web app before you add any graph or anything there. Yeah, so this is what my dash app looks like, but it's a simple dash app because I just wanted you guys to see how it looks. But you can go technical from here. So you can see the top 10 countries with billionaires. USA has 754. Singapore has 46. If you want to be a billionaire tomorrow, maybe you can try the finance and investment industry because it produces the most billionaires. Let us see Africa, how many billionaires we actually, Kenya, we have no one. Nigeria has around 3 billionaires. Egypt has, how many? Yeah, Egypt has 4. Many billionaires are between the ages of 60 to 79. Men are contribute around 2,000 billionaires in the world, and self-made billionaires are around 1,000 and something according to our data. So this is a simple dash app. Now I want to show you a dash app that we actually made at work. And it's kind of like an inspiration to anyone who feels like they want to try this new tech, okay? So let me just open my work folder. Yeah, here it is. So in the interest of time, I'm just going to show you how it looks. Then after that, anyone who's interested, this is actually one of the topics that we'll be tackling in the Python class. So if you sign up for a Python class, you leave the 3 months when you already know what Python dash is, and you can actually plot it yourself. So let me just refresh it. Yeah, so this is something that we created for work. It's a loan recommender. So let's say for this person, they are actually represented by codes because it's kind of like it protects their privacy. Then the kind of business or they do, then this is months. So let us check user. Yeah, let us just check the first one, 1874. So this is a sort of like a combination of line plot and bar plots. So the income, yeah, the black line is the income, then we have the expense, we have the gold is the recommended loan that we're actually recommending for them to be given. So anytime you see like maybe they're using, they have kind of like a higher expense, we kind of like recommend like they be given a loan or something like that. Then you can see we have a model prediction. So the model is predicting that it's 0.64, so they are eligible to be given a loan. You can check their coefficient of variation is 28, which is pretty low. So that means they can actually be given a loan because according to our model, they will be able to pay it. So we can also check, this is kind of giving me an error, but yeah. So this is something that you can actually just create. You can actually see how it looks. And we have so many more examples on using a Dash app. Yeah. So this is all I had for you today, but I'm hoping I'll be able to share more with those who will be joining for the classes. Norbert?
Thank you very much, Lynn. Data is good, and data analytics is actually even sweeter. I'm able to say things within a snap. You know, you just click at the click of a button and you have your things. Wow, that was amazing. I see Tom has asked about the recording and anything. So this is we are now at that point where we want to indulge our audience in a question and answer segment that will go for about 10 minutes, and then we use the last 5 minutes for our closing remarks. So I want to open it up for anyone who has a question or a concern or something, particularly based on the two presentations we have had. The first one led by Nzomo, who is a data scientist who took us through Microsoft Power BI for data visualization, and Lynn, who has demonstrated how we can use Dash, which is a module in Python, to be able to also come up with visualizations from an internal point of view. So questions. Anyone with a question, kindly, this is your chance. Just raise your hand, and then I will give you an opportunity. I'm generous enough, so don't be afraid. In the field of data, actually, data speaks for itself, but it needs an analyst to make sense out of it. Right. So any question from anyone? You people are making me afraid, because I was ever told that after a presentation and somebody doesn't say something, only two things are possible: that the message isn't home, or people are well fed and they won't want to speak. All right. So if we do not have any question, which I doubt, I would want to give John another opportunity to probably say something based on the presentations we've had, and why Aesops, and why we do this, and what is the value that you get when you sign up for some of these classes, and how does it impact your life as an analyst? And probably he would tell us something about his background in economics and accounts and how data has made a difference for him. As I wait for a question, John, kindly.
Thank you, Norbert, for that. To start us off, this was just a highlight of the many things we do. So this was based on the feedback we've received from our last bootcamp. Most people said, a majority of people said they want to learn more about visualization. And so we decided this bootcamp would be dedicated entirely on visualization. But we also have other trainings in Python, in R, in machine learning, EDA, and so on. And Lynn is going to share with us like a course outline. So in case anyone is interested, any of the new members is interested, you can join us and we can give you training for a small fee. And you learn all these skills and many more. And you also get to interact with people who are already in the industry. And these skills are mostly focused on beginners or people who are enthusiastic about data. So you get to learn a lot and you get to practice and have feedback from people who are already doing it on the field. So that's the first thing. The second thing is a brief outline. I think I had given a short summary of my background. So was trained in economics, and then I slowly moved into data. And I was an accountant that graduated. Then that's when I landed my first job in data. And so far, so good. I think it's an area that I would recommend for anyone. And I've been so far polishing my skills and interacting with people in the industry for more than 7 years. And that's how we developed Aesops. That's how we met as a group. And we are still trying to build this. What Norbert has there is like a short course we normally offer after each of the boot camps. So the key skills that you learn are mostly data wrangling. You saw that it's almost analyzing the data, wrangling the data, and developing the filters. Then there is data modeling. So here you'll find things like hypothesis testing, statistical analysis basically on data. Then for the machine learning is now for predictive analytics, prescriptive analytics, and also building recommender system. Of course, this one depends on what you want to do. And for that, we normally trade classical machine learning and deep machine learning. And then we normally also do the build like skills like the exploratory data analysis. So this is learning these functions and visualization, and you can use Flask or Dash. And visualization, you can use any tool possible. We normally use Dash because it's a Python library, so you don't have to learn a new skill. But we also have people in the team who are good in Tableau and Power BI, like you've seen. So again, this also is included. And our fee is normally 10,000. It was previously 15, but from our bootcamp last time, some people said that it was a bit high, so we should bring it down to 10,000. So, and the training mode is normally virtual. So in case you're interested, you can contact us. Norbert will share our contacts on the chat. I think I've talked enough. So, I mean, Norbert, but generally feel welcome. We'll be having quarterly bootcamps. So you can join our Slack channel and we'll be sharing all these and many more like materials, discussions, and also links. And we'll also be sharing the recording that we recorded from this presentation. So again, feel free to be part of our community. Yeah, I think I'll stop there and Norbert.
All right, John, thank you very much. I really appreciate. Yeah, so far we don't have any question from anyone. William, kindly go ahead.
Thank you, Norbert, for the opportunity. Hello, guys. My name is William Wema. I'm the one who was sharing the email to you. What I may say is kindly feel free to join us. As I've introduced myself, I graduated last year, '1. Later on, I joined Aesops last year also. And so far, so good. They have trained me on data. I'm good in Python and I'm also good in R, and I can do the dash app like Lynn was presenting. So feel free. The last class we had, actually one of our friends told me that he has gotten an internship, though from after we trained him, he was my classmate back in campus. You will find that in school, the Python you get in school, when you get introduced in the industry, you have to really learn what happens in the industry. The lecturer will just give you the notes, yet he himself doesn't know even how to code. But yes, you have seen, Lynn was even having issue with coding. That is part of life, and you get to understand, you get to interact with us, and you learn continuously. With the time, you become better and better. So feel free to join us and feel most welcomed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was beautiful. Somebody has a question here, Maureen. Lynn, kindly address this one as clear as possible. So between Plotly Dash and Power BI, where do I fall? You know, for somebody who hasn't used these things and want to explore.
Thanks for that question, Maureen. So I actually just started Plotly Dash, I think 6 months ago. And what do I like about Plotly Dash? It's the fact that it's flexible and I can actually create anything that is in my mind. It's not limited to maybe what Power BI, like it's not tailored to whatever the specifications of the Power BI app has. Because you're actually creating something like a website from scratch, from your mind, anything that you feel like you want to have, like maybe you feel like the styling should be in a different way or something like that, you can actually have it. Then it's kind of like interactive. So anywhere in the world. So just the same way you actually share your you share your Power BI on the online or anything. So for Plotly Dash, you just need a link. That is, like I said, everything like I deploy it using Heroku and I share it with anyone anywhere. Yeah. So I think that answers your question. And yeah, Cosmos has also said it's highly customizable. So anything that you think about, you can actually now put it on a Plotly Dash. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Nzomo, would you kindly say something about Tableau, no, Power BI with respect to this question? Because normally we try imagining that there's some sort of an indifference when you choose this over this, and as an analyst, what informs what you use in what context? Nzomo, are you there?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Norbert. For me, what I can say about Power BI is that it is very good. It is a very good visualization tool. And the good thing about it is you don't have to struggle looking for different charts and all that. You can always play around with the visualization toolkit that is there. And again, for me, I usually feel Power BI can really produce very good visuals. You saw in the competition leaders, it is the leading BI tool. So for me, I think that ability to produce very good reports that you can share within your team, and also there is something that if you looked at WHO reports, you'll see some of them are developed in Power BI. And Power BI, you can actually embed your report to whichever platform that you want. You can design a very good dashboard that is highly interactive and post it. Have it. It has an API functionality that can allow you to really map that report somewhere public where people can have a look at it. So for me, I would say it's a very good tool for organizations. Not sure if I have answered
Thank
the
you very much.
question.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Maureen is well satisfied with the responses we have given. So we are now in the final stages of this bootcamp, and I would probably want to encourage somebody. There is this thing called imposter syndrome, and some of us were somewhere at some particular point in time procrastinating. You want to be a data scientist, and you don't know how to begin. You have an urge because every time you go to LinkedIn, Glassdoor, or anywhere where they're talking about data, there are certain things they require. We call them irreducible minimums. You should know SQL for structured databases, Postgres probably for the unstructured ones. You should at least know something about R or Excel. Some of them even talk about, other things, SPSS and Stata, which have well been taken over by time. So do you really desire to start this journey, or even are you having started, do you want to add to your skill set something that would give you an edge in the market? You can consider giving it a try. And Aesops gives a hands-on approach to training data scientists and analysts. We don't focus more on the certifications, but it is something we work on. We equip you with real-time skills, technical skills, and beyond even writing code in Python and R. Aesops teaches you how to approach a problem in a logical way and be able to come up with a solution in a way that is convincing. But whether you are a freelance analyst or an employee of an organization or somebody who contributes somewhere, it gives you value within that particular context. And so I want to just have two more people that would say something, their closing remarks, and then if you want, all the details are here. Kindly register with us and we can talk more beyond this and see how we can make it a reality that you become a data scientist in a way that is good enough for somebody who is beginning. So I would want Akim to probably say something, and then Newton will wind it up, and that we'll call it a day for this particular bootcamp. I don't know if Akim is in a position to. I would want to know if he is. If he isn't, we'll just go straight away to Newton. All right, so Akim still is on mute. I would want to probably believe that being on mute is unable to speak for now. Newton, kindly go ahead and wind it up for us then.
Okay. Hi guys.
Sorry, Newton. I'm informed here that we can have somebody from among our participants to say something, and because I'm very crafty and witty, let me see if I'm able to single out a lady here. No, we already had a lady ask a question. So, Collins, you have been in this meeting since the beginning. Have you picked something, and what do you have to say? Collins Omondi. I can see you're trying to talk. Collins, you're not audible enough. Kindly make it a bit more audible. Is someone able to hear Collins speak?
No.
So Collins, check on your audio. Meanwhile, as he does that, Ian, I see we have Ian Kimosop with us. Ian, can you say something?
Okay, what I can say is that it's a good opportunity, and I think you can create another session where you can explain further, and also kindly share the recording so that we can share those who have not been able to attend the meeting. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ian. Collins, unfortunately, we haven't been able to hear from you, and we really desired to. So yeah, we can advance this discussion beyond this forum for those who are interested. If you're very interested in this, reach out to us. Yes, Deborah, go ahead.
Hi, thank you for taking us through the whole bootcamp. And my question is, okay, Before I ask the question, I think I'm familiar with what you are showcasing, and maybe I'll work on more projects. And my question is, do you offer internships?
Thank you very much, Deborah. John, kindly go ahead.
So Deborah, at the moment, I think during my introduction, I mentioned that we only registered last year. That's when we became a fully fledged company. So at the moment, we don't have any internships available. What we do offer right now is volunteerships, and then we write for you a recommendation once you've volunteered with us for a while. So this is just focused on someone who just wants to build their resume and maybe to be able to showcase some skills, and we help you with a recommendation. Then we hope for the best that you get a good job from that. But in the future, we hope to get to the level where we offer and also job opportunities.
That was clear enough. But Deborah, are you satisfied with that feedback?
Yes, I am satisfied with it.
Thank you very much. So we work on a wide range of projects. Bedan, go ahead.
Hi.
Hi, Bedan.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Thank you for the presentation. It was very insightful. Personally, I have a clue around everything that you guys were doing, but my question is similar to what Deborah has asked about internship, in which you said that you don't offer internships but voluntary. For the voluntary, can one do it part-time?
Good question. John, go ahead.
Yes, Bedan. So what we do is that let's say we have a project, we identify people with the skills for that project, and then we assign them to work as a team, and they can work at their own time. So normally it's like you can work at your own time. So it's not something that you have to do it every day. So we normally run these projects, and then you can work on your own time with a team.
Okay, and if one is interested, how do you reach out to your signer?
So you can share. I'll share my phone number. You can just text me and your email, or your phone number, and I'll reach out to you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. We have someone else. Deborah, go ahead.
But I think she already spoke.
All right. I imagined I had somebody raise a hand. All right. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right. So, dear friends, this poster has the details that we have, and we have also shared in the chat box. If you have need for clarification, you want to know more about Aesops, more about our programs, more about data, more about everything that Aesops does, you reach out to us. So Newton, kindly, you have the honors of giving the final remarks and winding it up for us for this particular time.
Yes, sure. So I think everything has been shared on how to contact us. Also, please consider joining our Slack. We'll share everything we can there. Also have competitions. And yeah, so mine is just to thank you all for making the time to join us on this bootcamp. One of the aims of the bootcamp is to build a community. And by doing that, we can enable everyone to be conversant with the data space. So we thank you, and we hope that we'll engage more. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining us.
So thank you, everyone. Reach out to us. Let's have that conversation. If you are interested in our programs, we can talk about it and we can see how we help each other. And yeah, I wish everyone the very best. And for those who will join us, you will never regret. So thank you very much. See you for those who will reach out to us. So have a good night, you all.
Good night, everyone.
And we are allowed to leave at our own pleasure.